Morning, students. Welcome back to your online classes of English grammar. Today we are going to study English grammar, and in English grammar we are going to study today is our new chapter. I'm going to show you the hint first. You have to guess the name of the chapter now. Okay, take a big step and then a small step. What does here I want to tell you. First you have to take a big step and then you have to take a small step. Okay, here what is the word big and small shows us? What is the words big and small shows us? One more hint I'm going to give you. Move fast and then move slow. Move fast and then move slow. So here, tell me the meaning or tell me the words big or small shows us and fast and slow shows us. Yes, they shows us that they are opposite of each other. The opposite of big is small and the opposite of fast is slow. So here today what we are going to study today is chapter number 4, opposites. What we are going to study today? We are going to study today is chapter number 4, opposites. Now see why we learn opposites. What is the need? What is the need to learn the opposites? So I'm going to tell you why we have to learn the opposites, because it helps us to compare two different things and to develop a more concrete understanding of a specific object. Here why we have to study the objects, because after study the opposites we can describe the things more clearly and more properly, because we know each and every aspects of a particular thing or an object. That is why it helps us to compare two different things and also develop a more concrete understanding of the specific objects. So this is the need to understand the opposites. Now the next is examples like hard, soft, light, dark, slow, fast. What is the opposite of hard is slow. The opposite of light is dark. And the opposite of slow is fast. Opposite of hard is soft. Opposite of light is dark. And opposite of slow is fast. Now see, what are opposites? Now we are going to study the definition, a simple definition of opposites. A word that expresses a meaning opposed to the meaning of another word. That means whenever a word opposes the meaning of the another word, that is the opposite word, or we can say the antonym. Okay, whenever meaning of a word opposes the meaning of the another word, that is the opposite of that particular word. Okay, we also can say the antonyms. Now see the examples. Wet. What is the opposite of wet? Dry. The opposite of wet is dry. Opposite of wet is dry. Inside. The opposite of inside is outside. Opposite of inside is outside. Whenever our mother says this in the winters, go and play outside, we say no, it's too winter, we have to play inside. So that means the opposite of outside is inside. So here the inside word shows the opposite word's meaning of outside. Next word is love. The opposite of love is hate. The opposite of love is hate. So here we have to love our pets and another animals on the streets. We do not have to hate them. So here love and hate are two different words who gives the opposite meaning of each other. Next is hard and soft. The opposite of hard is soft. If we can say the rocks are too hard and the mattresses are too soft. So Here, hard and soft are the opposite words of each other. Okay. With the behalf of this, we are going to perform some activities now. Our first activity, match the following. What we have to do, we have to match the following words. Okay, I'm going to show you the match the following. See in your books, you have to match the following words. First, less. Match the word less. Does the opposite of less is out? No. Does the opposite of less is open? No. Does the opposite of less is small? No. Does the opposite of less is empty? No. Does the opposite of less is above? No. Does the opposite of less is dark? No. Does the opposite of less is more? Yes. So match the less with more and write down 1. Less opposite is more. Write down 1 in front of more. Next is open. Next is open. What is the opposite of open? Out. No. Does the opposite of open is small? No. Does the opposite of open is empty? No. Does the opposite of open is above? No. Does the opposite of open is dark? No. Does the opposite of open is shut? Yes. Open your mouth and shut your mouth. So write down the 2 on shut. Opposite of open is shut. Opposite of open is shut. Next is bright. Does the opposite of bright is out? No. Does the opposite of bright is small? No. Does the opposite of bright is empty? No. Does the opposite of bright is above? No. Does the opposite of bright is dark? Yes. The sun is too bright and the moon is too dark. So write the 3 on the dark. Write the 3 on dark. Next is fat. Does the opposite of fat is out? No. Does the opposite of fat is small? No. Does the opposite of fat is empty? No. Does the opposite of fat is above? No. Does the opposite of fat is thin? Yes. The elephant is too fat and the deer is too thin. So write down 4 on the thin. And then the next word is in. Does the opposite of in is out? Yes. Come in and go out. So opposite of in is out. Write down 5 on out. Next is big. Does the opposite of big is small? Yes. It is a very big animal. Giraffe is a very big animal and a mouse is a very small animal. Then write down 6 on small. Then the opposite of under is empty. No. Opposite of under is above. Yes. The cat is under the table and the dog is above the wall. So write down 7 on above. Next is full. Does the opposite of full is empty? Yes, this glass is full of water and the next glass is empty. So write down 8 on empty. So the opposite of less is more. Opposite of open is shut. Opposite of bright is dark and the opposite of fat is thin. Opposite of in is out. Opposite of big is small. Opposite of under is above. Opposite of full is empty. Okay. Now let's move on the second activity, which is, what is the second activity? B1. See in your books and you have to do all the work in a very neat and clean handwriting. Okay. Find out the opposite of the given words from the help box and write them in the blanks given below. You have to find the right words from the blanks which is given on your books and then you have to write the correct answers. So the words in the help box are true, give, always, forget and no. Okay. So our first word is yes. So what is the opposite of yes? From the help box, it is no. N-O, no. Write down in front of yes. N-O, no. N-O, no. Next word is false. From the help box, write down the opposite of false. What is the opposite of false? True. Opposite of false is true. T-R-U-E, true. Write down T-R-U-E, true. T-R-U-E, true. Next is take. Next is take. What is the opposite word of take? It is give. It is give. From the help box, write down give. G-I-V-E, give. G-I-V-E, give. Next is never. Next is never. What is the opposite of never? Always. What is the opposite of never? Always. So write down always. A-L-W-A-Y-S, always. A-L-W-A-Y-S, always. Next is remember. Next is remember. What is the opposite of remember? Forget. What is the opposite of remember? Forget. F-O-R-G-E-T, forget. F-O-R-G-E-T, forget. So I'm going to repeat one more time. Write the opposite of yes. N-O, no. Next, the opposite of false is T-R-U-E, true. Next, the opposite of take is give. G-I-V-E, give. Next, the opposite of never is always. A-L-W-A-Y-S, always. Next is opposite of remember is forget. F-O-R-G-E-T, forget. Okay. Now see the next question, which is the question number C. Read the following and write the opposite of the underlined words. Okay, here in the sentences there are given some underlined words. You have to write the opposite of that particular underlined words. Okay, so here is our first question. A cat and some mice lived in a very old house. A cat and some mice lived in a very old house. Here the underlined word is old. So what is the opposite of old? The opposite of old is new. Write down N-E-W, new. N-E-W, new. So a cat and some mice lived in a very old house. So the opposite of old is N-E-W, new. N-E-W, new. Next. The cat caught the mice and ate them up. When she was full, she sat down to rest. Here the underlined word in this sentence is sat down. The cat caught the mice and ate them up. When she was full, she sat down to rest. So here the underlined word is sat down. So the opposite of sat down is stand up. Stand up. Okay. So write down S-T-A-N-D, stand, or you can also write stood. S-T-O-O-D, stood. You also write stand or stood. S-T-O-O-D, stood. Stood up. Okay. It is the past form. Now see the next. We must do something about it. We must do something about it. The cat must stop catching us, said the mice. The cat must stop catching us, said the mice. So here stop is the underlined word. You have to write the opposite of stop. And what is the opposite of stop? It's start. S-T-A-R-T, start. S-T-A-R-T, start. Opposite of stop is start. S-T-A-R-T, start. Next is fourth one. Then a little white mouse got up and said, the best way is to run off fast when the cat comes. So here the underlined word is fast and the opposite of fast is slow. Underlined word is fast and the opposite of fast is slow. Write down S-L-O-W, slow. slow, slow. Okay, so opposite of fast is slow, slow, slow. Next is fifth. How can we do that? How can we do that? We do not hear the cat when she comes to catch us. Start, said the other mice. So here the underlined word is comes. Underlined word is comes. So write the opposite of comes, which is goes. Write down GOES, goes. GOES, goes. Okay, so now the next question, complete the crosswords by writing the opposite of the given words given. Here, given some crosswords, you have to write the opposite words of this. So the first is, we have to say across. We have to see in the across. First is strong. So the opposite of strong is, here see the opposite of strong is weak. Here is the opposite. Opposite of strong is weak. Weak. I'm writing here because I don't think so it is visible there. Weak. Next is dirty. 2A. Right. 2A slow. 2A slow. So here is the opposite of 2A. Write down here. FAST fast. FAST fast. FAST fast. Write down it here. FAST fast. FAST fast. Next is tide. Next is 3A dirty. 3A dirty. So the write down the opposite of dirty, which is clean. CLEAN, clean. Here write it here. CLEAN, clean. CLEAN, clean. CLEAN, clean. Then the 4A, wrong. Wrong. 4A, write down RIGHT, right here in the 4A. Right here RIGHT, right. RIGHT, right. Next is tidy, 5A. Next is tidy. Write down untidy here. UNTIDY, untidy. UNTIDY, untidy. The next is 6A is difficult. 6A is difficult. Write down here easy in 6A. EASY, easy. EASY, easy. Write it here. EASY, easy. Then in the 7th A, write down north. Write down in a 7A, it is north, and the opposite of north is in 7A. Write down south. Here it is south. SOUTH, south. SOUTH, south. SOUTH, south. Then the 8th A is old. So the opposite of old is new. Write down here NEW, new. NEW, new. Okay. Then the 9th A is beautiful. 9th A is beautiful. Then write in the 9A ugly. UGLY, ugly. UGLY, ugly. UGLY, ugly. This was all across. Now in down. Down, the 1D is west. 1D is west. So write down east. Write down east here. EAST, east. EAST, east. Some words are already written. Only mention the words which are remaining. So write down east. Second is soft. Second is soft. Then write down hard in the 2D. Where is hard? Here is 2D. HARD, hard. Here A is already written. Only write H, R and D. HARD, hard. Next is 3D, wild. 3D, wild. Then write down in the 3D. Where is 3DC? Write down pat. PET, pat. So here is pat. PET, pat. Okay. Then in the 5D, 4D, rich. Write down POOR, poor. POOR, poor. And then the next word is 5D. In the 5D it is written dull. First you have to cut one because it is extra. Only write funny. Only write funny, funny. funny, funny. Dull, the opposite of dull is funny. funny, funny. Next is fast. Next is fast. Then write in the 7a, 7d, slow. slow, slow. slow, slow. In the 6d, write down slow. And in the 7d, stand. So opposite of stand is sit. So write down here sit, sit. Sit. So this is your activity, and we will do the learn to speak in our next video. Till then, do this carefully and in a neat and clean handwriting, and see the crosswords very carefully. Thank you so much. Stay well, stay safe.